comment and below, and then I will come back to you. Because
Good afternoon and welcome to the
I
channel.
had the experience of driving.
So today we are dealing with issues to do with work. Good afternoon and welcome. It's a Sunday. We are dealing with issues to do with work and what has happened and why is it that we are failing to stay at work and what are the issues we are dealing with and we are seeking to understand and resolve on matters of work and why are we failing to keep our jobs for long? Lord, let me solve this light issue. I think I'm a little bit more visible here. Right, there we go. Perfect. Right. It's a little bit cold, man. I have to close my Alex. Good afternoon to you and welcome to the channel. So today we are dealing with issues basically about why are we not able to stay at work for long and why do we keep on changing our jobs and how does it affect us? How does it affect our income? What is the best way to deal with it and what are we going to do? Welcome, my name is General. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like the channel, and let's talk about it together. And then let's go right straight into it. Right, number one, upon doing my researches and noticing other things and talking to people, I've understood that this information needs to be passed on to other people so that people can understand and should know and get to learn a few things, if tricks to be or issues that actually affect their livelihood um, in terms of being at work. Right. Number one, there are issues that are very important. In most cases, you realize that when people are at work or when they just got a job, there are certain things they should consider. Number one, actually, there are about 10 things to consider. And I'm going to put the 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th to be the most important one. These ones, the first ones are just so that you understand what is it that you do because it's step by step in terms of importance and things that happen. Number one, you should understand the culture of the company. You need to know what the company deals with, what is the company about, what do they do, and how do they deal with employees, what is the relationship between employees and the managers and the superiors and the owner. Is the owner someone who is hands-on? Does he come often at work or is he not available? What kind of managers do you have? How do they deal with you? How do they deal with issues? And how do they respond to your grievances, if any? Right. We also want to consider the fact that on the same issue, when you are being employed, are you going to be trained? Do you earn whilst on training? What kind of training are you earning? Are you doing? What is it that you're supposed to do? What is your responsibility? What is the job description? And how far do you go with your responsibilities? I mean, after the job description, I mean to say there are certain jobs that you find you end up being an all-rounder, but you were employed for certain function. So all those things you need to consider. And when you're doing such functions that are beyond what you were employed for, are you paid extra or how does it work? That's number one. Number two, how do they deal? What does the company deal with salaries? Are they punctual? Do they pay weekly? Do they pay monthly? How long does it take for someone to be employed? Do you need to complain? Or are they just one click, it is in your account, you know the actual date, or does it change over time? What are the conditions with that? All these things you have to know and learn as you start working or before you even start. These are the questions when they ask you, what questions do you have when you are supposed to when an interview, when they ask all those questions and when they are happy, they say, okay, we're happy, but do you have any questions? Those are the issues you should ask. Okay. Another thing, number three, how far is the company to you from where you stay? You consider how much you use to go to work and come back. How much is it that is required for you? Are you managing? Is it possible for you to go and come back without any difficulties? And then are you managing to do all the work that they're saying? And you come back home, you get home early. All those issues are actually of paramount importance. The job itself. Are you managing to do the job that you are happy yourself with your performances? Are you managing? Do you think you can manage to do the job? Are you confident with what you're doing at work? Did you get enough training? Number four, how much help are you getting from the company in terms of issues pertaining uh, you doing your job and working and at the same time managing the responsibilities that you're doing? Is the company giving you help, assistance in whatever that you seek? What is the protocol you must follow if you need help? How long is the chain of command? All right. Number five, when you have a problem at work, how long does it take for them to solve it or to help you to resolve the issue? How much is the assistance they are willing to give to you? All these factors we are discussing today have to do with work and being at work and managing to do things you are required to do at work. So in many instances, you realize that most people they fail to get to work or fail to stay because the help they are getting, the assistance they are getting into making sure that they performance their performance is at high level is very minimal. So it is very important for an employee to understand their responsibilities and to also understand what is it that they are supposed to get and what help do they need to for them to be satisfied with the company policy and everything. Do you understand the company policy?
Do you understand the company policy?
Do you also know how much time is required for you to for you for how much time do they expect you uh, to be fully functional in terms of to have learned the ropes in terms of your responsibility? How much time? All those things are very important. All right. It is also important to understand the fact that when you are working, when you are working, how and when you are working and there are people that are responsible in terms of supervision, what is your relationship with them? How much time do they need? Do you need for them to for you uh, to get to be fully equipped? How long does it take for them to help you? If ever there's any help that you need, are you able to get it on time? Are you managing to keep your job based on the performances? All those issues are around the help that you get as you are employed. Immediately when you get employed, this is what you should know. Right. So today we're talking about such issues. So I'm encouraging people who have any questions to come by. We talk, we discuss your experiences, what happened at your work, what is it that you want to know, and everything and anything that is necessary so that you understand what we can deal with. Right? Experiences that we have gotten at work and